Hey everybody, thanks for taking time to listen today as we dive back in with Kevin, who, just as a reminder, just like everybody else on this show, is a complete stranger to me. I'm your host, Bridget Dinahan, and I'm sitting with Kevin as he talks about seeing his bride walk down the aisle, meeting his daughter for the very first time, and the communication skills he's honed over the years to build trust and foster good relationships. Here we go.
Diane Warren as a songwriter.
Ooh, I don't know.
You know her.
I know her work.
Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now by Starship.
Yes.
That's another one. I'd add that to the list, but that was her.
And we could build this thing forever. What is it? Build this thing together, stand this storm forever.
Yes.
Nothing's going to stop us now.
I learned that song without the lyric sheet, and I sang my heart out with all the wrong words. Mm-hmm. So I don't actually know what the real words are anymore.
I think I fucked it up in the beginning. I think I corrected. Who knows? Does it matter?
Right.
No.
And I remember we used to take long trips. We moved to Alabama when I was in middle school, right around that time, and would drive back and forth to Maryville. And every other weekend. To see family, and we spent a lot of time in the car taking turns of who got to pick the cassette, and that was always an
Who was in the car, Kevin?
We haven't talked about my family yet.
Do you want to talk about your family? Okay, before we get into your family, I have to show the camera the Swirly album cover.
Oh, yeah.
Can I show it to you?
Yes.
Is this the one?
That is the one.
Okay, I'm going to show the camera.
Although
you get your phone.
Version too.
Oh, you did?
There were multiple versions, yeah.
Okay. Was it sold, out in the public, the red version was...
Yes.
Okay,
I don't remember whether it was Walmart exclusive or something.
I'm going to show the camera.
Yeah.
When you said it was like a swirl, I was like, I know the swirl.
Yeah, you know that one. I did not design the logo. That was actually the band's manager's brother designed the logo.
That's how it happens sometimes too.
Right.
Sometimes approvals happen hey, yeah, we had the meeting with 12 people in it, but my sister-in-law was in town last night and I showed her and she had feedback too.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's just
sometimes it happens
how
that
it
way.
goes. And, for me, one of the rules is, any options that I'm creating for people, I've got to be happy with any single one of them.
You better not show it.
If there's that one that you think, this is my least favorite and I really hope they don't pick it, don't show it to them.
Do not show it to them.
But, if it's something they asked for it specifically, come up with the best version of that. Mm-hmm. And because that will be what they pick. It will be every time. Your least favorite is the one they will choose. And I don't remember much about what the other options were. I remember I tried some other things. What if the name looked like this instead of that? And they wanted that one because that was there was a personal connection to that, and that was their logo and still is to this day. And I did over the next 7 albums variations on that, and did eventually a 3D metallic version that I think they still use here and there.
As simple as that swirl is, I love that you made something that I remembered. We talked about that song. That. It was the first thing that I remembered. Yeah. So art is powerful.
That's what I like to call lasting impact.
Yeah.
As cheesy and salesy as that sounds, that's the fact that you identified the music with the visual. And that's the piece that I like to do.
Good job, Kevin. Okay,
Thanks.
Let's talk about your family. Who's in the car on these road trips, man?
I'm the middle child. I tend to always be in the middle of everything.
How many siblings?
I have a younger brother and an older brother. My older brother and I are just 2 years apart. And so we had a lot of more shared experiences. My younger brother is 6 years younger than me.
That's a gap. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, we're all piled up in that station wagon,
Mom and dad?
Yeah, mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
My dad, during this phase of his life, was in his second career as an Army recruiter.
All right.
And so we moved around a few times, as the Army does, as one does. And so we were on the road a lot there, going back to see family. And
did you grow up in a music appreciating household?
Yeah.
Or was it more like what's on the radio?
It was a little bit of what's on the radio, and I wasn't really aware of what was out there for a while. I remember when I was really little, somebody said, who's your favorite band? And I was like, I don't know, the Oak Ridge Boys. I didn't, I didn't know anything else, and so There was, the country radio station was usually what was on in the car.
Which is why you know Garth too.
Well,
Garth
that was a little later.
Ubiquitous. He was everywhere. He was on everything.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. He was interwoven into the culture to the degree that
he was the fabric.
I don't know that we have anything like that anymore. I mean, maybe Taylor Swift level,
I would compare his reach to someone like a Taylor Swift because I always say, and this is not the first time I've said it, country now is getting close to like even hip hop and touching on R&B kind of.
Oh yeah.
But it's pop music. I certainly look at Garth and what he did in country music as sort of the harbinger. Is that how you say that word? Harbinger,
maybe.
Of kind of, he ushered in like a pop sensibility.
Oh yeah.
He was so accessible. From ballads to bangers. Listen, well after it was cool to buy CDs, I'm talking about maybe like 10 years ago, I never could have afforded this when it was actually popular, but he put out like a box set of like all his CDs, and I found it for like $10 on eBay, and I was like, I'm buying this son of a bitch. And we don't have a CD player proper anymore, but we have one of those DVD CD players.
Yeah.
And so when our daughter was very young, I introduced her to Garth, and we started playing those CDs. And to this day, she's like obsessed with them because it's so good. I mean, all that music is so good. Anyway, we're talking about Garth a lot.
I really have nothing to do with Garth, but I love.
But here he is, and he's our neighbor.
It's a great. And he's a great success story. So.
Okay, so earlier, Kevin, you were talking about going back and forth to Merville.
Yeah.
Listening to music in the car. Continue.
So my first exposure to like choosing my own music, was like Phil Collins, No Jacket Required. I think the first tape. It was cassettes back then.
Did you buy singles?
Yeah.
Me too.
I had a few of those. The first album I bought on cassette was New Edition. I think it was their second album, but it was just Cool It Now was the big hit. And then Phil Collins' No Jacket Required was the next one. And that was more my speed. And I think I was, for a long time I was sort of anti-country music because that was I was rebelling against, what I had always heard before.
Trying to be
you didn't tell me that this kind of stuff was out there, And I've come back around to appreciating country music more in my adult life,
As we do, we go back to our childhood sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just the pattern.
Oh, yeah. And it's so funny because we'll be on like a road trip now with my wife and like we're trying to find something on the radio and there'll be like old 80s country or there'll be like the guy who plays at the Mexican restaurant on Friday nights that is like just this old 70s, 80s country thing. And I'll know all the songs.
Yeah.
And my wife would be like, how do you know this song? I'm like, how do you not?
Is she around your age?
Yes.
Your wife?
She's a year younger than me. We've been married for 28 years now.
Congratulations.
Thanks. She has put up with me for 28 years. It's hard to believe.
Well, and you likely put up with her too.
I'm sure you could look at it like that.
But you won't.
But I won't.
Thanks, honey. We love you. You're the best. We appreciate your sacrifice. I know how straight women work.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know where we were going exactly.
I don't know.
When we were talking about
right?
your road trips. But so we've touched on your work.
Yeah.
We've talked about Larry the Cable Guy and how he surprised you. Need fresh content like social and web assets, copywriting, and more? Visit freshconsumables.com. I want to ask you, when's the last time you remember being outrageously happy?
Wow, outrageously happy. My view of happiness, I guess, in modern times, in the
That's
current
a great
age,
way to put it.
modern times.
You're doing great. Shut those voices down,
I'm
Kevin.
ancient.
Yeah.
Here in this
modern
century,
day.
right? I kind of view through the lens of my daughter. When we can do something that makes
AK before kids or before
right,
kid
That's
after
the modern
kid.
times. It's funny because like when I say like something in the modern era, in my mind, like I'm thinking it's like after 96, 97, is like current era, and before that, like
things that show that we're just middle aged,
right?
fully.
Which like to anybody who's significantly younger would be like, that sounds ridiculous. Like, why would you think that 1998 was anything remotely modern?
Right.
But that's just like when I was in college, and that's but so like I view happiness through like can I make my daughter happy? And there are certainly moments when I'm happy personally, but like that's what comes to mind is like recently we went to Universal Studios down in Florida. We go to Orlando a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We've been to Disney World more times than I can even count.
Really?
Yeah.
So at least once a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we've actually been there twice this year.
Did you go prior to having her?
Oh yeah. Oh
okay,
yeah.
you're Disney.
My wife
is
is
what
what they call a Disney adult.
Okay.
Have you heard that term?
I know. We used to live in Orlando, and I know
really?
exactly what that is. Yes.
Okay. There was a point when we considered moving there. My wife, has been a Disney fan her whole life, and so
it's a lifestyle.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
So you've been there a lot.
A lot of people don't realize that there's a lot to do for adults there. I mean,
oh, for sure.
It's a comfortable Disney World itself. Is a comfortable place to like hang out and explore, and the resorts each have their own like restaurants, and there's a lot to do. But when you have a kid, there's even more to do. But we went this last time, and we didn't go to Disney. We only went to Universal because my daughter's a big fan of How to Train Your Dragon.
Okay.
And they have a new land there that's the Isle of Berk, and it's an immersive area of It's How to Train Your Dragon land, basically.
Is it amazing?
And it was her dream come true. I thought it was very well done. The show was incredible. The rides were fun. But she, referred to that day as the greatest day of her life.
How old was she?
She was 9. Mm-hmm. And so,
and that felt so good to you.
That felt great. I was like, and that I get a little teary thinking about if I can give her, my wife and I can give her the greatest day of her life. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, granted, I think the other day she had to climb the rock wall in gym class, and she said that was the worst day of her life. I mean,
sure, it's all relative.
She can be dramatic. I mean, at that age,
yeah, of course,
they can be dramatic.
That's their
but
job.
I think she's referred to that several times to multiple people as the best day of her life.
That's neat, man, and it's really neat when you are around kids, or whether you have kids or not. But the way children experience joy is just so special, and I don't think all kids. And this isn't to disparage other children who aren't wired this way. I think not every child has the ability to articulate their emotion in the moment accurately and fully, and to be sort of present.
Yeah.
And to state the feeling, whether it's I'm sad, I'm angry, this is the best day of my life. And so it's really neat to hear that she was able to express that to you, not just then, but subsequent to that as well.
Yeah, and I don't know that when I was that age, I had that kind of, emotional clarity. Like I remember, I can't think of a day that I considered the best day of my life when I was that age. I can think of a lot of things I was doing and making and trying when I was that age. Like I remember I was really into Transformers and G.I. Joe, and a friend of mine and I decided to make like paper airplanes that transformed and sell them to our friends, and we made paper Transformers, and that was...
You did that with a modicum of success?
Oh, I don't know.
You made a paper transformer?
I think we sold 2 or 3 of them, yeah. I mean, for a dime,
That sounds cool though, man.
I mean, it was fun, and and we tried to make like our own Transformers comics, and there were a lot of things to like just kind of try and do because we weren't locked into technology all the time. We had to be creative, which
PSA, go outside, children.
Right. Ugh. Boredom
PSA adults, get off your phones. That's a private note to myself.
Boredom is a good thing because that leads you to trying new things.
Or just sitting with yourself.
Right.
I'm never bored because I can just sit there in silence and be having a good old time.
Yeah.
Or a mental spiral. Either or.
Right. Either or.
It's a crapshoot
depending on the day. Right.
Okay, so you talked about your daughter and her best day ever.
Yeah.
So while you're getting a little bevy, my next question is, I don't want to be greedy and ask for 3, but can you give me 2 examples of your best day evers?
Oh, wow. Okay. Oops.
Don't touch the microphone, Kevin.
Sorry.
I'm kidding. I've been like, just.
Let's see. This is where like the not having these canned questions ahead of time gets.
Take your time, man.
Tricky.
We'll make the people wait.
Best day. I mean, the day my wife and I got married, the day my daughter was born. I mean, those are the obvious things to say, right?
Okay, let's dig into those a little bit, though. So it's your wedding day.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about your favorite moment from your wedding day. Take a deep breath. Take your time.
I guess, when I saw her coming down the aisle, we were very traditional. I did not see her, didn't see the dress, didn't see how her hair was done.
Describe it to me. How did she look?
She was glowing. I remember.
I might cry, Kevin. It's too early in the day to cry, but keep going.
I remember at some point I had made some offhanded comment about like having like little strands of curly hair or something like as being something that I liked at some point when she had styled her hair that way. And she had her hair done specifically that way. Oh. And like I realized like that was for me, It
Kevin,
probably wasn't the way she had chosen.
What's your wife's name?
Becky.
Okay, Becky.
Yeah.
Okay, so the hair, what else?
And she just, it was this classic white dress that she had borrowed from her cousin. And, and she just had a glow about her coming down. And, when I go to weddings, somebody pointed out, like, always look at the groom when the bride's coming. Everybody wants to look at the bride. Look at the groom's face when he sees the bride coming down the aisle. And, I don't know if there's a picture of me. A friend of ours took the pictures. This was back in the film days. He didn't take a shot of every single angle.
You better get the shot.
Right.
You've got one.
You got one shot. One shot to get the shot. And so I don't recall if there's a picture of me. Probably not.
Were you crying? I'm getting misty over here.
I don't recall now. It's been 28 years. I'm sure I was welling up a bit. I don't know that a tear actually ran down my cheek or anything. If there was a movie about this,
that would definitely
have the tear running down
at
my
least
cheek.
2 tears,
and I'd be totally okay with that.
Yeah,
because that's wear your emotions on your sleeve, guys. Don't try to be.
Tell them.
Don't try to be brave. Just be real. You have feelings.
Nobody wants you to be brave. Ooh, gross. Ugh. I do love a crying man. Yeah. An emotionally tapped in man. Okay.
So
she looked radiant.
Radiant. That's a great word. That's
lovely.
Exactly it.
She was glowing. You said she was glowing.
Yeah.
Okay.
The air conditioning had gone off in the church too, so that
it wasn't tears; it was sweat.
Right. No. That was me. That was she smelled amazing.
Were you nervous?
Oh yeah. I remember, and we were young. I mean, I'm 50 now, and that was 28 years ago. I was 22. She was 21.
Babies.
I mean. And if you could see the wedding picture, you'd be like, "Were you, young man, old enough to get married?" At the,
you look like you were in high school.
I looked 12. I mean, I couldn't even grow a beard until I was 40. I mean, so it was. I got lost in the.
It's okay. You said the air conditioning went off.
I'm trying to think, I feel like there was a point to that.
We're talking about crying, sweating.
It was just kind of a beautiful thing because. my parents had always talked about at their wedding that it was sweltering. It was the 4th of July, and it was an old church that had no air conditioning.
Oh yeah.
And it seemed like a nice symmetry that the air went off like right before the wedding started, and it was just like it felt like a poetic thing, I guess.
Yeah, here we are again. That's a beautiful way to look at it.
Yeah.
Just like, well.
Yeah, and then there's all kinds of things that like don't go the way you want to, but the minister had left before the reception and didn't sign the wedding license.
Oh,
and,
convenient.
And like just forgot to,
Right.
And
happens.
And I was freaking out, because I was like, we're not married, and and my dad, tearing up. He passed away a few years ago. It was like, listen, hundreds of people just witnessed you get married. That's a formality.
Yeah.
Don't freak out about it. You know? And that was, one of those like dad wisdom moments, where it was just like, okay, there's my, and I can look back now and go, okay, there was a lot of anxiety at play there,
Of course.
But I was, you said, was I nervous? I remember, I was never uncertain that she was who I was meant to marry, but I was aware that I was very young and like that this was the big moment, And so I remember, being in the back room, getting ready and just like kind of pacing the floor and going like, okay, this is it,
Feeling the weight of it.
Yeah. For that's another well put way to sum up the 1,000 words that I said, and you just summed it up in 3. So
they do pay me to write ads for a living, so I better be good at being succinct. Thank you for that generous compliment.
I very much value wordsmiths.
Well, thank you.
And as a person who values words as a key piece of communication, but also as like working, like I love working with copywriters as an art director, and the back and forth that happens.
It's fun, man.
Yeah.
I can't draw my way out of a paper bag, and I also have such respect for people who do what you do.
Well, thanks.
I also have no interest in it, but I am such an appreciator of beauty in all its forms, whether it's like fashion, music, traditional tactile art forms, all of it.
Yeah.
I just think it's all so special, and anybody who makes any kind of art is, I don't know, good in my book.
What would the world be without beauty?
Yeah, right? I'm telling you.
But I tend to reject the idea that anything I do deserves the word art. You know what I mean? Other than art director and art direction being, or sometimes we say the art department.
Even if you're not viewing it as art, I think what we do is artful.
Artful, that's fair.
I don't consider myself an artist either. I say I'm a creative person,
right, when
pressed on it.
A creative,
right? To put a bow on it, so people don't think I'm a lawyer when I say the word copywriter.
Right.
Like not law,
not copyright.
Yeah.
But
the other one with a W.
Yeah.
So you mentioned. I'd like to circle back to your dad, if you don't mind. But before that, tell me about the most spectacular moment on the day that your daughter was born.
I remember she looked right at me and grabbed my finger. And I remember talking to her and just kind of saying something like, "Hi, I'm your dad." It was just, and I didn't expect, and I don't know that maybe it's not normal for a baby having just been born to like make eye contact and like grab hold of you, that was just like this wow moment. I mean, the whole experience, of course, was,
it shifts everything in you, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it was such a long night waiting, I mean, she was there for like 6 hours, before the baby popped out. Right.
Yeah.
And,
Well done to your wife.
Yes.
6 hours is actually like quite short on the scale of like first.
Well, I'm sure she'd be like, it was 13 and a half. Thank you very much. You know,
you're going to get corrected when she hears this.
No, but I'm sure, you know, just like you're really downplaying it. It was a long haul.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, it was actually, we were there overnight. So 6 hours is way off.
Sorry, honey.
You know, it was, anyway, yeah, it was a big moment, you know, all around, like the whole week. But that was the moment for me, you know. Yeah.
She grabbed your finger.
Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So your dad passed somewhat recently.
Well,
you said 2 years?
It was 15 years ago.
Oh, 15 years ago.
Yeah,
How did I get that wrong?
I think I said like a while back or something.
Okay. In my mind, I assigned that to 2 years.
And it's been so long that like I was surprised that tearing up just even the mention of him, you know, but just because that was an important moment, I guess.
Yeah.
That I hadn't really thought about in a while.
Did you have a good relationship with him?
Yeah. I mean, you know, I wish it was better. I wish it was closer. I wish I'd gotten to spend more time with him, but I think we had a good relationship. There's so many things now where it's, you know, the loss is felt in moments when I wish he was there to talk about things, you know. The fact that he never got to meet my daughter, you know, that's a big one.
What's the last thing that you can remember that you wish that you could share with your dad?
The last thing that I remember that I wish I could share with him?
Like something, what's the most recent thing? Or maybe something you wanted to ask him that came up. I'm giving you some doozies of questions.
Yeah.
I'm kind of on one today.
Right. I mean, these are big questions.
I'm not being easy on you.
Right.
You're holding up well, Kevin.
Thanks. Gosh. You know, I mean, I guess just generally like the state of the world, like, you know, what would he think about what's happening in, you know, the world? And I don't want to get into politics and junk, but, you know, just to be able to have a dialogue with him about these things. Because 15 years, you know, the world's a very different place than it was then, you know. I mean, talk about, you know, AI or whatever topics that people talk about. I just love to hear what his opinion is about that, you know. I don't know. I can't think of a very specific thing, but it's just like,
no, that's
you know, and I'm very blessed to get to talk to my mom a lot and to see her fairly often. Yeah. We talk multiple times a week on the phone.
Cute.
Mostly so my daughter can like do a FaceTime call with her.
Where does she live?
She lives in Cleveland, Tennessee, not Cleveland, Ohio.
There's a difference.
Yeah, which was where they landed in the moving around, and then my dad started his third career as a teacher at my old high school after I had a long time after I had gone there.
Oh, so you didn't have to be taught by your dad.
Yeah, no.
Did your mom go to Disney with you ever?
She's gone once with us.
Did she like it?
Yeah, she did. She rode all the rides.
Okay.
Yeah, she was like,
cool,
let's
Mom.
do it. Yeah.
Nice. Has she gone after you had your daughter, or was it when?
No, that was with our daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was just.
How cool did your
3-4 years
daughter
ago.
think that was? That grandma
she thought it was cool. Yeah,
ready to ride.
Yeah, and she just any chance she can get to spend time with her, she's all over it. You know.
Okay, you described. Okay, you said your wife is a Disney adult. Are you a Disney adult?
Like by proxy, I guess.
Okay.
Right? You know, I've always loved a lot of Disney things. I'm not the guy that would walk around with a Mickey Mouse T-shirt on. You know,
You're not wearing the ears, is what you're saying.
At the park, yeah. I mean,
you are?
Yeah, we went on our honeymoon actually.
Okay.
That was my first time. I never went as a kid.
Oh.
And so, you know, as somebody who values childhood and wonder and, you know, that's part of my identity, you know.
I love the word wonder.
Oh, yeah.
We should talk about wonder a
Oh,
lot
yes.
more. Yeah.
We all should. I mean, that's such a key piece of life that is so easily lost after childhood, and it's a key piece of creativity, you know.
What do you do to add wonder to your life these days as a 50-year-old man?
Right. It's not easy. It's so easy to be cynical these days. You know, I've referred to myself sometimes as a recovering cynic, you know. And so the opposite of that in my mind is earnestness, you know. And so I'm trying to be, you know, to chase after things that might spark wonder, you know, to like actively pursue, you know, things that light up my brain, you know, and chase after that. But, you know, again, my daughter opens that up for me, you know, having a kid and seeing things through their eyes and seeing their perspective and just in ways that you could never anticipate the things that they come up with or the questions they ask, you know.
Oh, the questions.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I also feel like, do you feel this way, Kevin, where the wonder is one thing, and speaking of cynicism, I don't mean to sound cynical, but the way I feel like my daughter is just whipping my ass on the daily by asking me questions I don't necessarily have an answer for, really complex, intricate, intelligent questions that I have to tap dance my way through. And she's smart enough that she expects a thoughtful, full answer.
Right,
That is, speaking of one, there's wonder in that too, where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm being challenged by
you know,
a small human.
Yeah, you are being challenged by them. Like, you know, they're testing you. And, you know, we have the internet to look up things now, but like, I don't know
and
how.
I do sometimes. I'm like, I don't know the answer to that, honey. And also my daughter is very interested in history and I am not. I'm an idiot when it comes to history, like real bad, like embarrassing. And she will say like, Mom, you don't. And I'm like, I don't know, honey.
Well, and there's that age that, because our daughters are about the same age, where they're like, you don't know that?
Oh, yeah, the tude. The tude adds some flavor to it, too.
Well, it's been a few years since I studied what you're studying right now.
And also, as your parent, I'm going to use this as a moment to say, give me some grace, okay?
Right. Yeah.
Treat me with kindness.
Mm-hmm. And respect. But kindness.
Respect is important.
Like, we say the word kindness, you know, more than any other word. Like, don't forget to be kind.
Yeah.
But, you know, like I value her questions enough to not want to push it off, you know, like if she really wants to know, and if it's not just the kind of question that's testing authority, you know, like you owe me an explanation before I obey, you know, because that's the thing.
The why, like go do this. And they're like, why?
Right.
And it's like, well, actually, the fun thing to do is get on the soapbox and not just do the short answer because I'm your parent. It's like, because I'm your parent and your safety, your well-being, your cleanliness, and your education is everything to me. And so part of that is not going to school with stinky ass breath. So you bring shame upon our household. Like, you know, and then they're just the light in their eyes starts
like,
to die because they're like, shut up. I guess I'll go brush my teeth.
Yeah. But sometimes, like you said, the questions are like, remind me to talk about it later, when there's time and an opportunity to discuss it. Yeah. Because when there really is genuine curiosity, it's like, I don't want to squash that. But sometimes life doesn't allow you to give a good answer, or you just can't.
Or they're asking you, I'm also like, from the back seat, it's like, yeah, so anyway, Mom, back to the Pythagorean, theory, you know, and I'm like, I am in traffic, darling.
Right.
I cannot.
It's always when you're driving, isn't it? Like
the
deepest
when
questions.
You're driving.
Like that is like when it's just me and my daughter in the car. That is when she asks me
100%.
So, Dad, you know, why is you know, what the most obscure thing that like my best guess
anyway,
is,
back to the theory of relativity, Dad.
Right, yeah. Like, why is there pain, evil, and suffering in the world today? And why would God make a world that would, you know? And it's like, okay, well, God loves us and wants us to have free will, but then part of free will comes with, you know, and it's like, how much? Let me pull out some theology textbooks. I don't know. This is a deeper conversation than we can have in the 10-minute drive to school,
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, like I had tons of questions, and my mom loves to say, this is payback.
They love that, don't they?
But a lot of my questions I kept to myself. Like when I remember my mom saying to me, maybe it was my dad, when you grow up, you can be anything you want to be. And I said, really? I can be anything I want to be?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, cool. And I didn't say this, but I had decided in that moment I was going to be a giraffe.
Oh.
Because I checked. Anything?
Yeah. Okay, I have a follow-up question. When you were thinking, I want to be a giraffe, did you really think that was a possibility? Are you 3? Are you 2? Are you 10?
I was probably 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, not 10. I think...
Speaking of wonder...
I took them at their word, right?
You're like, if I work really hard and I want it enough and I wish it enough... Kevin, I don't know if you're trying to endear yourself to me, but I have to tell you, a giraffe is top 3 animals for me. That's a good, solid choice for an animal to pick if you're going to indeed morph into an animal at some point.
Yeah. What are the other top 3 for you? I'll tell you mine.
Okay.
Or what are the other 2 in the top 3?
A penguin is number 1.
Okay, number 1.
When I see videos of a penguin waddling, it's like, again, like I start to salivate. It's visceral. It's so cute. I can't stand it. I just want to squeeze them to death in the most loving way. Scientifically, they say this is how we feel about our babies too. Like our need as mothers. I don't know if fathers experience this on this level, but your love and care for your child can be so overwhelming chemically in your brain that you want to, it's so cute, you want to kill it, destroy it. And
I'm going to eat you up.
Like, I'm going to eat you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's why we say, I'm going to eat you, because that feeling is really there. It's a scientifically proven natural response. Now, we aren't going to kill our babies and we aren't going to squash a penguin to death, but it's the feeling. A penguin, a giraffe is my number 2. Oh, gosh, Jonathan, what's my number 3? You don't know. What's your number 1?
My number 1?
Animal. He's not been listening, Kevin.
Probably in my fantasy number 1 animal is probably like a Black Panther.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you're sparking something. I did not know this about this man.
They're like soft velvet. It's kind of like a huge puppy.
He's obsessed with. I knew dogs
it's a
were
textural kind of thing, right?
Yeah, dogs are probably in his top 3.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's specifically their soft lips. He also likes giraffes because of their soft lips, velvety lips. He's really It's like that thing. He's like, I want to bite it. He doesn't, but okay, I know what my 3rd is now. Tigers.
Oh, tigers.
And I'm not even a cat person, but like a big cat, forget about it. I just want to tackle them. I just want to tackle them and snuggle them. Like, so look, their face, you know what I'm saying? Their faces are just like
there is something
furry
about a
and
tiger,
yummy.
But I don't know, like, I think of like, one of those tiger posters in the 80s that somebody would have in their locker, like next to their poster of a Lamborghini Countach,
Yes.
and I don't know if that's a cultural thing, like a trapper keeper with a tiger on it.
Yes.
Like that's, and it's
Quintessential.
Right. Like it's like.
Maybe that was locked in. That's why I feel so
maybe
strongly.
along with the fear of quicksand that seemed inevitable around every corner.
Lest we forget about the deep-seated fear of the Bermuda Triangle.
Of course. How could we ever forget?
And satanic cults.
Right. Backwards. Don't play those records backwards. Right?
Do not.
Yeah, there's so many of those things that we thought were important, and I'm still mad that I don't have a jetpack. Thank you very much.
I am too.
Right.
I'm still mad that nobody got me a trapper keeper.
Oh,
I know.
you know they make them again now. You can buy one. You can buy your own.
Well, you know what I immediately did? I bought one for my daughter, of course, like living, vicariously. And she wanted nothing to do
like,
it.
what is this?
She's like, ugh. And it was cool too. She didn't know. Tell me about your top
know.
3. She doesn't know.
See, I set that up and I'm having trouble thinking of a third one, but koala is definitely on the list.
It's a solid choice.
So fuzzy.
Giraffes, I'm guessing, are on there.
Well, giraffe would be on the list, of course.
Yeah.
But that's one of those stories that, like, nobody ever lets me forget in my family. Like,
Remember
like,
when you thought you could be a giraffe?
Yeah, so I'm always kind of identifying with a giraffe because of the story, not so much of the. But yeah, that's.
Have
on the
you
list
seen
for sure.
the giraffe videos where they fight with their necks? They whip their necks around.
I've seen that before. It's weird.
It's violent. I don't want to giggle at it because it's violent, but it's real funny looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like like the neck of a giraffe is odd. Like if they wore a necktie, if they wore a bow tie, would it be down here or up by their chin?
I'm going to say it's up by their chin, and it has to be long. It can't be short. It has to go down to their chest. It has to be the full length of the neck.
The full length. All right, that's fair.
What would your giraffe tie look like?
I was picturing a bow tie, so I'm
Oh,
going to
it'd be a
go
bow
with
tie.
Yeah.
For convenience, in case they need to whip their neck around.
Right.
They
For
can
a
still
fight.
look like a gentleman or gentle lady.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, got to stay formal. Giraffe.
I've been asking this question of how are we doing on time, love?
Hour 30.
Okay. Perfect. Nicely done, Kevin. I've been asking this, and this is not a guaranteed ask, but again, not a planned question, but one that seems to get real jazzy at the end. Is there anything that I haven't asked you today that you want to be asked?
Oh, that's good. Let me think about that for a moment.
Yeah, take your time.
I guess I expected that we would talk more about my work than we did.
Yeah. It's the
which is
least interesting thing about people, I think.
Well, 'cause in my mind, like that's
That's who you are.
That's who I am. Those are the names I drop. And I don't have to. That's like when somebody, if I were, like we said, if I were meeting somebody and having this 5-minute conversation, then, well, tell me about what you do, and I'd be like, well, I do, graphic design, and you might know some of my work from.
Meanwhile, I'm at the
whatever,
coffee
and,
shop, like, tell me how your mother fucked you up. That's me.
She did not. That's so. I love that you take a different approach than most people, and that's what makes this interesting.
Thank you.
But what question do I wish you had asked me?
Or anybody, or that anybody, doesn't have to be me, but what do you like
Give
to
me
be
a second
asked?
to think about that.
Yeah, do it.
I don't know. There's so many things I could talk about that.
I could phrase it another way and say, what do you really like to talk about?
What do I like to talk about?
When you're being forced to extrovert and talk.
Right. I tend to want to talk about communication. I mean, that connects so much with my professional world, but like how important it is, like we were talking about the value of words and of beauty and, and it's important because it's what we share as people, and in the end, it all comes down to it's people, not in a Soylent Green sort of way, but, like it's people. But I mean, it all comes down to like people connecting with one another, right?
So, Kevin, this is so weird. I don't know how often one in one's life would bring up Soylent Green, but I need you to know that yesterday I was having a conversation with someone and I made a Soylent Green joke.
Wow. Okay.
So speaking of communication,
Even the phrase "I made a Soylent Green joke."
Yeah.
How often does that happen?
It doesn't, Kevin. I'm telling you, man. I think because the vibes are good in here, it just gets weirder and weirder where it's like we're all talking about similar sort of things, similar topics kind of come up. I'm trying to ask unique questions. But communication also is one of my favorite topics too.
Sure, and that's no surprise.
And Soylent Green, apparently.
But I mean, just like the connection we have with each other is like if we could just, Vulcan mind meld each other.
Yes.
We'd probably
get more
run
done.
Screaming from each other, but also get more done and understand each other,
It's verbal, it's physical communication. That's such a big piece of it. Even silence is its own form of communication, space holding. I'm a big believer in that. So my follow-up to that would be, what's maybe trick isn't the right word. It's funny because here again, last night I was reading an article online about like communication, interpersonal communication kind of tricks that people use. What's something that you lean on or lean into in communication that has been successful for you?
I mean, my approach is kind of what I would call, I'm a glass half empty optimist, if that makes any sense at all. Like, I see things as opportunities, and sometimes if I'm not careful in how I convey it, it can come across as critical and pessimistic.
I relate to this
like
on a cellular level.
Okay, good.
Yes.
I mean, I look at a lot of things and see the glass as half empty because
it's the first thing that shows up in your brain, doesn't it?
Sure, but I'm thinking
Mine does.
I'm thinking about what goes in it. There's room for more, and isn't it exciting to discover what that's going to be? And can we dig in and make it happen? But pointing it out sometimes to other people feels like an attack.
Exactly.
And that's not what I mean. Like, I remember at one point working with somebody and having this conversation of like, wouldn't it be great if this instead of this was this and it could be like this other thing? And his response was something like, don't panic, it's going to be okay. And I'm like, we are not on the same wavelength. And then, I'm trying to take responsibility for it. If we're not on the same wavelength, what's my responsibility in that?
I love that you do
rather
that.
than blaming. And I haven't always done that. That's as I'm
Thank
growing.
you,
Right?
therapy.
Right. Well, that's been a gradual thing of like, okay, if someone feels very negative about an interaction that I was part of, I was at least half of that. So let me, how could I have done that better?
Nicely done.
But I want, to me, one of the worst things is to be misunderstood. Mm-hmm. But as I grow and look back, I realize that the way my brain works is different than other people's. And so it's not fair for me to expect that you just get me without me being able to help you understand me and
my intention.
Right, and the intention. But then for me to also be open enough to let that go two ways and not just go shut up and listen to what I have to say, because there's a lot more that can happen that's greater than the sum of the parts when we hear each other, right?
Yeah.
I just increasingly feel like that having those kinds of dialogues is, crucial for
it is.
I mean, all the conflict in the world, everything right now feels like it's about, you're wrong and I'm right, and your wrongness makes me more right, and my rightness makes you more wrong. And I just think that it's better if it's, you're important and I'm in just as much need of love and grace as you are. And can we come together on that, and we're talking about everything in the world right now, but I mean, that's, it all comes down to, building trust with other people and arriving hopefully toward some direction of shared understanding.
That's exactly right. And I think whether you're talking about work or
we're talking about everything, right?
the state of the world.
Right.
It's all sitting in the same soup. And I think when you talk about conflict as well, you know, if you've done any work in therapy, a lot of conflict communication management or conflict management communication is about repetition and reflection. So if I'm hearing you correctly, you said this, what I'm hearing is X, Y, and Z. Is that correct? Or am I misunderstanding? So, you know, it's a basic couples therapy technique. Sure. And that's where we find the discrepancy and can come together. And it's like, geez, I wish world leaders would take a class or 12 on that. It would be helpful for societies at large. Maybe we'd be less war-torn, as it were, all in every space.
But if you're self-centered, you would see that as like a waste of time. Like, well, I already said what I thought.
Yeah.
Just take it for what it is.
And also, I'm right. We get nothing done when we think we're right all the time.
Right.
So to get in the space with you, I love the way that you shared how you have a tendency to sometimes show up as a glass half empty, but also full. I said earlier, I relate to that so much because I always say my daughter and my husband is a yes first person. It's always yes, no matter what it is. He's a yes. He's a yes and. My daughter and I are a no because first. And it is just the way that I am hardwired. And so in a creative situation, in a work situation, I've been in the business over 20 years doing what I do. And I realized long after I should have realized that I do that in a work evaluation space too. So I've had art director design partners where they'll come to me and show me something. And the first thing out of my mouth is my criticisms, meaning I'm not looking at it as a criticism. I'm trying to objectively evaluate something.
Right.
And I've had to say, one of my most trusted partners that I've worked with, finally, when I realized that I did that, because I saw the feedback I was getting back was like, oh, you hate it. And I was like, oh, no. I'm so sorry. I'm crazy about what you did. And learning to tell myself to shut up and just, maybe we don't have to say all the things we're thinking, but I do that to myself too. I will write something, know everything that's wrong with it, do that dialogue with myself.
Yeah.
And
well, if in your mind you're already taken for granted that they understand that I'm all in on what they're doing and that I'm a fan of what they do in general.
Yeah, but I should
and
say
that goes
that part
without
first.
saying, right.
Say
don't
that
take
part.
that for granted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't take that for granted. Don't take that for granted.
But don't sugarcoat it either. Like, you're so good and this is so, because
I
that's
don't do that.
That's inauthentic,
I actually don't blow a lot of smoke, like in general. Right. If I'm being effusive and I'm like, you're great and I'm having a great time, I really mean it. Like, I just am that emotional.
I never am like enough. But when somebody's doing it to me, I'm like, you don't need to butter me up. Just tell me like it is.
Yeah. I also know the people that I know and love who have anxiety. I'm thinking of one specific person. Even if you're giving that person compliments, they don't believe it.
Sure.
So that's a struggle with people with anxiety. Like, no, they're just saying that. It's like, no, man, you're actually fantastic. Like, you're great. Yeah. So, I too love talking about communication and, is there anything else that you found that works? Maybe on the business side of things or maybe on the personal side of things, that has helped you do more and feel good walking away from a conversation?
Asking a lot of questions, and not being afraid to ask a stupid question. I mean, I think there's some humility that comes with that, I remember years ago I went to this design conference in, was it San Diego maybe? And there was this guy speaking there who said that the key to getting to an interesting answer was to first pose an interesting question, and so framing a creative problem as an interesting problem or an interesting question.
Building a better brief, as it were.
Right, exactly. And that's the creative brief process, and to some people that's overwhelming when I'll start like a brand design project, a logo project, and like I want to talk for an hour and I've got 10 questions and those are going to go into a document. Before we even look at a single pixel of anything visual, we're talking about, I need to understand, what the objective is. Because this isn't art. This is, we're accomplishing something. And I'm going to give you options, and there are subjective opinions that come into play, but they're not the only factor. We're trying to make something happen that's going to meet some goals. Right. Exactly. It's a business problem to solve. And art is a piece of it. So asking a lot of questions is important. And
that's a good one.
And coming at it with, I'm here to learn about what you're doing and not have preconceived ideas. And I think that's a good approach for graphic design as much as it is just about anything in life, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Kevin, thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Really, really lovely. We went everywhere. We probably didn't talk about your work as much as you.
We didn't. I dropped way fewer names than I expected to. Yeah.
Do you want to laundry list them now so you feel like?
I guess. You
know what? Okay, here's how we're going to close it out, Kevin.
Okay.
Tell me your most favorite people that you've worked with. You've got
my favorite. That's a good one.
You've got 15 seconds. I'm just kidding.
And some of these I haven't worked with them personally. Yeah. Like Willie Nelson was a great thing to get to. I got to do
a legend.
Like his 59th of like 108 albums. He cranks out so many albums.
Hot.
But I loved getting to do that. Big and Rich, I mentioned. Jason Aldean is like the one artist I think I've done the most album designs for.
He's huge. People know him.
Yeah. Let's see. I got to do a Ringling Brothers Circus project at one point.
Have you ever been to the Ringling House in Florida?
Yes. The
Sadazan.
The museum in the house.
The mansion.
Yes. It's beautiful.
It is stunning. Yes. I've been twice and I want to go back. It's that gorgeous.
I've only been the one time, but yes, amazing.
Okay, continue.
In Nashville, I've worked with Bridgestone, Ryman Hospitality, the zoo, the Nashville Zoo.
All of these things.
The zoo. We have
a great zoo.
So Nashville, I've done an Amy Grant project years ago.
Amy!
And,
baby.
I almost feel like, a Nashville cliche by, naming all these so Nashville things.
You seem like you're having a good time though.
Yeah, I love it.
When you worked on the Amy project, was it her pop crossover or was it her Christian stuff?
It was her Christian stuff, and it was kind of like a return to traditional Christian. It was a hymns record. This was 2002, I think, when that came out. It was called Legacy Hymns and Faith. Mm-hmm. And it was when I worked at the label. It was the last thing I did when I worked at the label before they, merged into another company and then closed our department down. And that was actually how I started my business was, hey, here's a severance package. And then the phone started ringing and I kept doing stuff. And I was like, oh no, I guess I'm a freelancer. And then I just kind of kept riding that wave. Riding that wave. That sounds like it was easy. It was not.
We know it's not.
Especially in 2008.
Where can people find you if they want to give you money for you to do things for them?
Give me money to do things. Collide Creative is my company.
Collide, like it's spelled.
Collide. And I have to be careful with my accent. Not Clyde, C-L-Y-D-E. Clyde.
Okay, Merville.
Yeah, right, exactly. C-O-L-L-I-D-E. Creative.com is my website. I have another website that's kevintucker.com. That's got some blog stuff. And, if this 3 hours of me rambling wasn't enough and you want to hear more, there's a bunch
You
of...
can schedule a Zoom call with me.
Sure.
And I'll ask you a bunch of questions.
I will ask a lot of questions.
And then we're going to hope your check clears.
Sure.
That's how that's going to work.
Yeah. And, hopefully the results are worth all the effort. And in the end, that's, the results and the trust that's given is hopefully worth it all, and that's what we all hope for.
You seem like your career has been worth it to you. And like I said, it seems like you're having a good time. So it's more than most people can say. So good for you.
Was it worth it? Yeah. Could I do things better? Absolutely. If I could, like I wouldn't trade any of the experiences for the world, but everything I look back on, I could say I could have done my part of that better. Yeah. And hopefully more opportunities to do new, great, better things will come along.
Keep doing what you're doing.
I'm grateful when they do.
Okay, you promised me. You didn't promise me. I'm putting those words in your mouth. When you go home, what are you not going to do after this podcast? Do you remember your assignment?
Oh yeah, you suggested that I should not second guess what I said.
Are you going to take me up on it?
I'm going to try. I'm going to try really hard.
I hope that you will.
Because, again, I'm sure there's something I said that I should have said it in a better way.
You and me both, baby.
Right?
This is how life works, man. We're not perfect.
Like, should I have said that Garth came to my daughter's lemonade stand? I'm not sure I should have. Is that weird? Did that invade some sort of boundary?
No, because we're not talking about where we live.
Right.
Because it's none of anybody's dang business.
Right. Leave those celebrities alone. They're people just like you and me.
Leave them alone. And also, it's pretty stinking amazing that he did that. That's very cool.
I think that speaks well for him. Yeah.
I'm glad your daughter and you and your wife have that story. That's very cool. Thank you for being here, Kevin. I appreciate you.
Thank you. It's been fun.
Our show is executive produced by Sherry Day, Farley Day, and John Arnold. Produced, edited, and engineered by Jonathan Kosick. Extra creative magic provided by other fine folks at our sister agency, Artists and Outlaws, including design by Josh Ford and digital management by Nate Hook. If you live in the Nashville area or are visiting soon and want to be a guest, email us at jonathan@freshconsumables.com. That's JONATHAN@freshconsumables.com. Want to hear more of Surprisingly's meaningful and unpredictable conversations? Subscribe now wherever you get your podcasts. I'm your host, Bridget Deanahan. Thanks for listening.